Right, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and this is an astonishing number. The number is £210,000. That is how much legal aid was spent, public money, trying to defend Natalie McGarry, who was accused of stealing £55,000. Surely the time has come that there are maximums placed on legal aid for cases like this, where legal aid cannot go above, say, 10% of the value allegedly stolen. In which case, in that case, it would be £5,000 odd pounds. 210,000, and then, of course, she's yesterday or the day before yesterday, it was found that she had to pay back of that £55,000 that she stole a mere £66. What the hell is going on in the justice system? I've literally just done a video about how they're trying to get rid of jury trials. I think we now need to have a look at controlling legal aid, especially for people found guilty. Natalie McGarry must be found, if she's found guilty, which she has been, she must be forced to repay that legal aid money. Only innocent people should be deserving of the cash. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Anyway, we'll take a look at this, see the extent of where it goes, and just wonder what the hell is going on. Here goes. Truly is an astonishing amount of money, isn't it? For one case where only £55,000 was stolen, and yet £210,000 of taxpayer-funded legal aid. Unbelievable. Anyway, fury as Natalie McGarry received £210,000 of taxpayer-funded legal aid during lengthy court battle. The shamed former SNP MP challenged her conviction twice after initially pleading guilty to embezzling cash from two nationalist groups before finally being jailed last year. She pled guilty. At the moment she pleads guilty, she should not have any rights to legal aid. And there certainly should be no legal aid in terms of appeal. Anyway, shamed ex-SNP MP Natalie McGarry pocketed almost £210,000 in legal aid funded by the taxpayer during her lengthy court battle where she protested her innocence. The nationalist politician faced 2 trials and 2 appeals before the court proceedings finally ended earlier this week after starting in 2015. 8 years this has dragged on. 8 years. And at the end of it, she's still a thief. It concluded with her only paying back £66, despite embezzling almost £25,000 from 2 independence groups, and she was also found to have benefited financially to the tune of £55,879 from her general criminal conduct between April 2013 and November 2015. The Scottish Daily Mail reported that the 41-year-old's legal aid bill is £208,802, which is nearly 3,200 times more than the amount she's been told to give back from her ill-gotten gains. She should be receiving a bill for this. This huge taxpayer-funded payment has also provoked anger with some opposition critics. Scottish Tory Justice spokesman Russell Findlay said, "It should not take 8 years for the wheels of justice to turn for this crooked SNP politician. The length of this saga is remarkable and hugely costly to taxpayers, with the final insult being the pathetic proceeds of crime outcome. They should take her house off her." At one stage, the Crown said McGarry benefited from her crime to the tune of £195,000, yet she ends up having to hand over just a few pounds of her dirty money. Mrs McGarry served as the SNP MP for Glasgow East between 2015 and 17 and was put under investigation by cops straight away in 2015. Her first court case in 2018 saw her plead guilty to embezzlement before she withdrew these pleas and appealed her sentence, which was quashed, and so off to jail you go. She then went on trial again last year and was found guilty of stealing £20,000 while Treasurer of Women for Independence. She also stole a further £4,661 while Treasurer, Secretary and Convener of the Glasgow Regional Association of the SNP. She's a woman who is not only a convicted thief, but a perpetual and habitual thief. She can never be trusted again. She'll never work again. No employer will hire a double convicted thief. No employer will hire a failed politician, and certainly not one now who is so toxic as to have cost the taxpayers, well, such an immense amount of money all in all, isn't it? The shamed politician was jailed for 2 years in June 2022 before she appealed again and got her sentence reduced to 20 months in February and now has been released from prison. But she was still subjected to a proceeds of crime hearing earlier this week, where it was accepted that she only had £66.36 available to pay back, which she has to do within a month. I bet she owns a house, in which case she should be forced to sell the house, and that money goes back to the proceeds of the crime. It was revealed that the total fees for solicitors and counsel from the Scottish Legal Aid Board in relation to Miss McGarry's 2019 trial was £24,500, nearly £25,000, while the tally for the appeal was £11,500. Then the cost of legal assistance for her second trial was £155,500, while slab payments for the High Court appearance this year amounted to a further £17,253. How is she getting all this money? She's a convicted criminal. At earlier hearings, the court was informed that the Crown Office believed that the crooked politician actually benefited to the tune of over £195,000 from the crime, but this was disputed by her lawyer. Officials had also been previously examining her spending and that of her husband David Michael, a former leader of the Tories on Glasgow City Council, over the past 12 years. His accounts were no longer being looked at when the final decision was made about McGarry. Well, he didn't need to steal, did he? She was doing such a fine job of it. Her embezzlement trial of 2022 heard that she struggled with money and had once borrowed £600 from Hunza Yousaf to stop her being evicted from her home. Oh, she only rents a home. How are you doing this job and only renting a home? What is wrong with you? Jailing her in June last year, Sheriff Tom Hughes said, "Your standards have fallen well short of those the public should expect from MPs." A Slab spokesman said, "Trials involving complex financial details and large amounts of documentary evidence inevitably incur substantial fees and outlays." Yes, but she'd already pleaded guilty and she was already in prison for the second appeal. You know, you get one bite of the cherry, you shouldn't get repeat ad nauseum. And now she should be billed for every single penny. Everything she owns. Everything. Even take the glasses off her face and sell them. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'm coming up. I'm just stunned by that. I think the rules on legal aid really need to be tightened. I mean, genuinely. I think, obviously, if people can't afford it, then yes, they do get legal aid. I'm not saying that legal aid shouldn't be there. There are times when people absolutely do need to be able to defend themselves. But in a case where there is an amount disputed, in this case £55,000, then the legal aid must be limited to a certain percentage of that value. And if you go over it, then that's it. You know, and if you want to carry on, then you have to pay yourself. It can't go on ad nauseum to the point. I mean, all in, when you take in what she's stolen, her benefits, the cost of that, it's over £300,000, and she's only had to repay 66 quid. It's a joke, isn't it? It's an absolute joke. Goes to show how bad the legal profession has got in Scotland when shit like that is actually allowed to happen. Ah, well, never mind. It won't. It just disappears into the maelstrom of awfulness, doesn't it, really? Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching this. It's just an astounding number, isn't it? But thank you very much for watching this. And if you do like, do please press the subscribe button. We are moving along now, and it is growing nicely, but, you know, need to keep churning the numbers up there because we need the truth to keep going wider and wider. And being a political channel, of course, they tend to sort of hide us. So it's very important that we do get the subs. And the likes. That's equally as important. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and please, God, don't break the law. Bye.